Good evening and welcome to the official ARK community. This is Fortunate coming at you. It is now December 20th, 2022. We are very enthused to be here with you today as this is our 50th podcast. That's right, it's our 50th podcast. We are very excited to be here with you just as we are every other night. Not much more from me. Going to pass the floor over to our wonderful founder, Mr. Atlas.
Thank you for the introduction, Fortunate. Guys, this is a fantastic day, our first Tuesday, and look, we're sitting at $5.78 for the price of ARK, a market cap of 4,745,646 USD. And guys, we have tonight our second Spark price pool of 55 ARK that we will be giving away randomly through our system here. And that's 50% of the round robin that's happening in the Spark rewards a little bit later for you. Look, guys, it's going great. The liquidity controller, if you're looking at the chart, it's doing a fantastic job. As we like to say here, this is not your grandmother's LMS. This is really cutting edge technology that we're going to keep updating with the algorithm. And we're going to continue to see this dynamic price range that is very effective. And I think the last numbers, I haven't checked in the past couple hours, but I know before we took Mr. Green, dropped him off at the airport, we were around $210,000 that the ILC had already accumulated, which is fantastic, guys. So with that, I also want to bring Mr. Brett Norton to come and give the whole community a bit of an update, as there's a lot of upgrades and suggestions, feedback that's happening, information. So whenever you're ready, Brett, we'd love to hear from you, sir.
Yeah, thanks, Atlas. Overall, great day. Great to see the buy pressure coming. I was in a few different groups today. Shout out to DJ Protocol. Those guys are killing it today. A lot of FOMO coming in, and people. I think we're a little bit waiting to see, what we would be able to launch with, just to make sure everything was running smooth and stuff before they jumped in. But now we're definitely seeing, those people coming that maybe were on the sidelines before. So the buy pressure is definitely on, and taking advantage of that in the chart. And the ILC you mentioned is, collecting BUSD as we speak. So yeah, overall, really healthy looking system. I know Eternal was excited this morning, mentioning in the chats he's waking up and seeing, pools of money in all the three different areas. The holy trinity of ARK is the vault and the legacy NFTs, and then also the foundation. So yeah, people are earning in all spaces, and the foundation, quite frankly, is paying out really well. I know that people are coming into it, so those deposit taxes are working well. And we're seeing growth in all areas. So yeah, really exciting times. We've been fielding quite a few tech support tickets and things today. There was some back end syncing issues that I know Jan will address when he wakes up. He's in Asia time, so he should be waking up shortly now. And some of those things that people were struggling with today are not seeing showing up in their dashboards. Those will be resolved. And just keep in mind that those are not contractual issues. So that's not on the blockchain or anything. Those are running on a backend server that makes calls and scripts and things. And we were having some intermittent issues with that. So appreciate everybody's patience as we, kind of move forward and evolve here. There's a lot of transactions happening on the back end that we just want to make sure that that system's, running smooth. And I know Jan's an expert in that, so I'm really confident he can get that solved quickly. And then, little things and wish lists from quite a few different people now trickling through. Alex, our front end dev's been super busy today, just fielding tech questions and things. And he's got a list of UI upgrades. And I know Gordy's also helping with that behind the scenes from a design standpoint. So we were able to implement the 1.5 CWR into the auto allocation system. So I know a lot of people were excited about that. So it was great to see that roll out today. And then just little tweaks. We updated the calculation for deposited on the Vault UI, the dashboard there. It was including referral rewards, but we really wanted to reflect the the max deposit of 4,000, so that when you get to that 4,000 level, it'll be reflected in that deposited number. And then we also we also updated the amount that I can't remember what the name of it is right offhand. It's amount. It's what you've invested into the protocol. It's the bottom left-hand corner of the dashboard. But we made that reflect only fresh capital deposits and redeposits. So it's really a good measure of how you've ROI'd with the crypto that you're putting into the system, not necessarily reflecting any referral rewards or airdrops or anything like that. So we think that'll be a good metric for people to look at and say, hey, I put in this much capital, and then be able to look at, what they've withdrawn over time. So that's about it. Can't think of anything else. I know we've got a couple AMAs you mentioned coming up in the next couple days. Some fairly large groups. We're going to start our AMA tour. We've got a list that we're accumulating of different influencers and lounge owners and things like that we're going to start ramping that back up again now that we're getting a little relief after the launch.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Thank you for the update, Brett. And let's go ahead and open it up to some questions or comments from the community, and we'll field that for a little bit, and then we'll get to the Spark rewards. Is there anybody that has a question or any comments? This is the time. Go ahead, guys. All right, no questions so far. All right, Mr. SK Crypto K joining live and direct. Happy to see you, sir. Do you have any questions or comments?
No, I think I'm good at the moment.
Awesome, man. We just gave some great updates of what we've been doing here today. And fielding a lot of suggestions from folks. Kelly Snook had some great stuff. The community's been very responsive, great feedback coming in with the functionality. And we've also addressed there's a synchronization issue that's happened twice already. I know we got 2 backup scripts for it, because everything on the blockchain is exactly as it's supposed to be, right, on the contracts. However, the whole syndicate, viewer, the whole tree, that's done through an API. That's a lot of data, and we're pushing out really fast. So we're working on that in the back end to get it, fully optimized and synchronized. So thank you guys for that patience. I don't know if you've experienced that yourself, SK, throughout the day, if you've been looking at the dashboard, but it's come off and offline and online again. So I did want to let you know that. So if anyone in your community has a question, and we also have a tech support group, anyone that has any questions whatsoever, we're also taking care of them. But so far, great volume coming in. DGen protocol showing up pretty hard, FOMOing super, super hard today on that chart. So, we couldn't really be happier, guys, with the way things are going, and that AMAs lined up for this week are going to be, I think, part of really getting folks involved here at ARK. So we'll be updating you on all that as it progresses. And let me see here. I think we're just going to go right into setting up the Spark rewards. It's going to take me here a couple of minutes, but it's looking nice. I mean, when we just opened up the recording a few minutes ago, we had 55 ARK in the price pool. Now we're looking at 56. So man, this is growing really in a fantastic fashion, and we can't wait to see it continue with that growth. All right, can you guys see my screen?
We certainly can.
All right, sir.
How many winners today?
Yeah, we're going to do one like we did yesterday. And I'm going to go ahead and start setting up over here, because this has to be done through 2 hardware wallets, 2 ledgers. So maybe tell us a little bit about your day, or see if we have any questions while I go ahead and mute myself and get this set up.
Nobody got any questions at all? Well, today I've just been helping community members and just doing, general support for everyone that needed it in the real world and in the Telegram. It's been a busy day. Just got off with a couple of people trying to help them sort a problem out. Yeah, I mean, it's not, not that there's problems to sort out. It's just, people want education, and some people are just FOMOing hard and very excited. A lot of questions from my real life investors who are not crypto investors. They want some alpha every minute of every day, which is good to see. The more they interact with the DApp, the more they learn, because they they can see it now. It's much easier to learn when you can see things. But just been a general help the community day for me.
That sounds like a busy day over there, man. Yeah, I probably need about another minute and a half. If you guys don't mind hanging out and waiting.
No, of course not. For anyone that doesn't know, SK made a video yesterday, just on like an explanation of how to use the dApps. Very, very helpful for if anyone who's not sure. It goes over pretty much all of the functionalities. It's really good. I checked it out. I've been watching it in portions. Every time I get a free minute, I've been turning it back on. So, did you want to talk about anything in the video, SK, or anything you wanted to say?
No, nothing in particular that isn't already covered by the video. So yeah, I mean, I'm available for DMs if anybody needs help, or if they want a one-on-one call. So because I've been helping some other people outside in DMs. Got one of my coworkers into ARK today. Actually, that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's a really clean interface. I do like it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if you take video requests, SK, but a lot of people are asking for, a community member to make a video on the airdrop system, and I know you mentioned it in your video quickly, and you wanted to have a play with it, off live stream. But yeah, I don't know if you take requests, but there's a lot of people asking for an in-depth explanation on that, and there's nobody better than yourself. So if you do get a minute, perhaps that would be you could be your next video.
Maybe time's a little bit limited, or it could be your introduction to YouTube and your first video.
I like the way you countered there. That was good. I like that.
Oh, Brad asked, did you change your name, bro? It's Coach Brad now? What?
I certainly did. Yeah. But Brad House was appropriate at the time, but we're stepping into a little bit of a more professional arena now, and people from phase one might not know where that name came from, and might not understand it, and yeah, so I just thought it was time to Be a bit more professional.
Nice. I dig it.
Brad, are we recording?
We are recording, Z. Yeah. Just
Okay,
waiting for
brilliant.
us to finish setting up the Spark rewards drop.
No worries. When we're done, I'm gonna kind of speak about the Shanghai hard fork that's coming up.
Awesome. All right, we've executed here on the hard wallet, the transaction for Spark Rewards pool. And let's see. Okay, hold on a second. All right. Okay, I see that it's been paid out for a total of 89 with yesterday and today, 2 Spark winners. However, I'm not seeing the address here. Update. Let me try do a hard reset on this.
Atlas, I did report earlier today the previous winner was no longer showing there, so maybe there's an issue with that as well.
Okay. All right, that might be it. That would be Alex with the front end. And I'm trying to see. Let me see if I can figure out on our contract side who the winner was. That would be with Mr. Green. Let me see if I can reach him. If he's gone to bed already. I'll be right back, guys. Z, if you want to go ahead and talk about what you were wanting to talk about.
Yeah, sure. So basically, when it comes to like the London hard fork, we sort of saw a lower in gas fee. We saw a more, you can say, vibrant Ethereum mainnet, where we moved on to proof of stake. But we were still, you can say, like hardly like, bearing on a bunch of proxy sort of always crashing every now and then on the mainnet. And it was due to a technical thing called call data. It's a function that basically calls out data. So every time a block gets entered, you would have the sort of delay, and then gas fee would go back up. And now with Ethereum's Shanghai hard fork coming up, I just wanted to kind of base some insights on it. So basically, am I able to talk for like a good 5-6 minutes, or are you going to be talking other things?
You go ahead, Z.
No worries. So yeah, the Shanghai update will introduce EIP 3540, which is going to be the new EVM format. And the new format basically goes, what it will do is sort of like, you can say, separate the front end from the back end. It'll let the data be, and its sort of front end user base be. And what that will do is it will mitigate a bunch of, you can say, delays and take gas fee down quite a bit. So it basically, so Shanghai upgrade improves 3 things on Ethereum. The first thing is the object format. So we when we're working with JavaScript, we're working with Solidity. Object-based programming sort of makes it separate. I mean, it separates itself from the data side. And I'm trying to make this as simple as possible for people to understand. But what it means is that there's going to be less pressure on the mainnet on the back end, and it'll make a much more smoother transaction, which means lesser gas fee. So there's 3 things that the Shanghai hard fork will be focusing on. The first one is EVM object format, so the call data function. Second is the beacon chain withdrawals. Now, this is really important because a bunch of Ethereum sort of like individuals moved from miners to voters, and staked a bunch of Ethereum on Beacon Chain. And it's gonna be the first time in a couple of years that they'll be able to withdraw their or you can say unstake their Ethereum off mainnet. And the reason I say this is important is because, like, at the moment Ethereum's running between the prices of, you can say, 1,000 to 1,100 to 1,200. So it's an average between 1,100 to, like, you can say 1,250 is the current price range on Ethereum. And now that we know that close to March, we're going to see the Shanghai hard fork, I believe a bunch of folks will unstake their Ethereum and cash in and take profits. So there is going to be, I mean, I hope, maybe I'm wrong, but I sort of seem to feel that there will be a dip in price. And then once there's a dip in price, then we'll see who buys it up. So we'll be following that up as well. So Beacon Chain withdrawals are going to be enabled. So currently, if you have Ethereum staked up on Beacon Chain, you're not going to be able to withdraw. But after the Shanghai upgrade, people that have sort of staked up Ethereum will be able to withdraw, and that will complete the sort of proof of stake mechanism of Ethereum. So then people can also, the normal individual can, the average Joe can go to Beacon Chain on Ethereum's mainnet and stake their Ethereum. So those are two things that basically Ethereum will fix up with the upgrade. And then the other sort of important part is the reduction in fee. So when you have object-oriented programming sort of separating from the call data, it puts less pressure on the host, and that means a reduction in gas fee. Because we still find that when we sort of transact on Ethereum at busy hours, let's say 5 to 6 p.m. UTC, for example, that prices do go up. I mean, Ethereum does go up to $20 to $30 per transaction at the highest thing. So hopefully, after Shanghai, we're going to see a reduction there. And overall, this is like it's a really important upgrade for DeFi overall, because Ethereum does hold the highest ranks in you can say utility protocols, and also NFT based sort of schemes when it comes to like things like OpenSea and other sorts of markets on layer twos. So so for Ethereum to like have a less reduction in gas fee would mean that folks will be able to play at the arcade and not pay an extra dollar per transaction. I mean, the example I'll currently give is like you're trying to play Pac-Man and you put a dollar into the machine, into the slot wheel, and then the machine tells you to pay an extra $20. That sort of like creates a barrier currently for folks to enter things like play to earn and use things like you can say staking protocols and farming mechanisms. So hopefully after Shanghai upgrade, we'll see a dip in price, but we'll also see a big buy up from people that sort of buy dips, and we'll also see more adoption, because the more we see sort of these upgrades go through on Ethereum, then gas fee goes much more lesser, and then Ethereum can sort of be in parallel with things like Binance and also work with other layer 2 mechanisms and reduction of gas fee, and then work on more ways to have a more frequent TPS, a transaction rate. So these are like important upgrades, and I think folks should like really take a deep interest in this, because the quicker sort of Ethereum makes these upgrades, the quicker DeFi gets its adoption, and it does have a domino effect on all mainnets. When Ethereum sort of has less of a clog, that means that other mainnets also benefit from it, because there's other layers. So if we know about Gavin Woods from Polkadot, like with his sort of substrate solution on Polkadot, All their projects are I'm sorry about that if that's too loud, but yeah, so all their sort of like you could say projects are based on interoperability, and Binance is also based a bunch of Binance utility protocols are also interoperable, and for Ethereum to have that upgrade and to have a more smoother transaction for people to stake their Ethereums at one place and be able to unstake at a given time, and also for call data to be a function that's separated from the main objects will mean less pressure on the mainnet. So yeah, I personally look forward to the Shanghai upgrade, and I think it's gonna be the strongest upgrade. The London upgrade hard fork was pretty big, as it brought in proof of stake, and then we said goodbye to sort of $600 to $6,000 gas fees at busy hours, and we have a more competing, you can say, structure there. So that's like a little brief into Shanghai Art Fork, and as we get closer to the time, we will be looking to you know uh, really give you more statements and give you more insights. But on the Ethereum website right now, this is their statement. If I can read it to you guys, so it says, after the Shanghai update, plan to follow the merge by a few months. Stakers will then be able to withdraw rewards and funds from their validator balance. So it's like people holding on to a pre-sale for a couple of years, and then being able to profit from it. So that's a little bit of what Shanghai Hard Fork brings, and I think this is going to be a big upgrade. So and when it comes to price action, whenever there's an upgrade here and people are unstaking their Ethereums, then I do expect personally for a price to for the price to dip a bit. But then it makes the mainnet much more faster, which means more releases of projects. There's going to be more launch pads coming out with more play to earn games and sort of more like we have here, like farming mechanisms and staking mechanisms coming out. So a bunch of projects up till now have been delayed due to two factors. One is the dip in the current price action with the bear market we're in, and also for this for Shanghai upgrade to come through. So that's the update on Ethereum's Shanghai based upgrade. Can I continue with the other news, or are we gonna talk about other things?
Yeah, actually, I want to give an update, guys, if you don't mind. We have posted here the transaction in the main chat of the lucky winner for our Spark rewards. So you have a picture of it, and yeah, we're waiting for Jan. He's over in Japan to get up because the syndicate tree, as far as, and also the API that's reading the contract that's showing us the Spark winners is all part of his system that's having the missing at the moment. So we should have this resolved. Yesterday it worked perfectly. We did the drawing, and down here it showed the address of the winner. But for the folks who are curious, want to see if it's you, you should see the credit. Obviously, the person that won, but you also have the transaction because it did execute perfectly on the contract level, which is always what is important. So yeah, that's it for that. Does anyone have a question regarding the Spark or anything else before we continue with Z giving some updates about what's happening in the world of DeFi? All right, I guess no questions yet. No questions. Continue, Mr. Z. Go right ahead.
No worries, no worries. Good times in ARK. I'm enjoying the many troubleshootings that we're doing in real time, and yeah, we always have this in the starting of anything where when we release the project, we expect a bunch of tethering, a bunch of questions, a bunch of confusion to be answered. And it's great that we do it in real time. We do it in podcast form. So the next thing I want to kind of cover is something that I've been tracking up for a little bit. It's Stellar Lumens. Stellar Lumens is an open source network optimized protocol that's based on payments and asset issuance, and currently they're pegged against the values of US dollar, Argentine pesos, Bitcoin, real estate, and many other sorts of assets. The reason I kind of talk about Stellar Lumens is because something really important happened regarding, you can say, the war in Ukraine. So currently, with the war in Ukraine, it's put a big, you can say, issuance on basically folks being able to withdraw from the ATM. Things like banking have been an issue in Ukraine right now, especially with the main cities uh, going in strikes and the war continuing. Well, the UN, in fact, used Stellar blockchain to help people transact USD stablecoins. So I'm going to read the headline of the article, and then I'll kind of break it down. So the article reads: UN taps Stellar blockchain to send war-impacted Ukrainians USDC stablecoins. So whilst like this is really important. Like this is when blockchain comes in and is of, you can say, benefit of both sides, people that have had issues on the Russian side and also the Ukrainian side. And it's pretty interesting to see how blockchain resolves this situation overall. I mean, we've seen huge donations go to the Ukrainian treasury via blockchain. We've seen donations from Vitalik Buterin, from Gavin Woods of Polkadot, from Charles Hoskinson, and from Binance. And to see the UN use blockchain technology is pretty impactful for DeFi in itself, especially USDC. So yeah, the article continues. The UN Refugee Agency is turning to crypto to aid internally displaced persons and other war-affected people in Ukraine. So yeah, a lot of people um, saw a bunch of inflation and in their currency, and have had a limitation of, you can say, finances. And we know when you have a poor economy, it makes it really hard to buy even the day-to-day things. And some folks in the Western societies, we sort of pay our bills a month in advance. Some of us pay it at 2-3 months in advance. But places like Ukraine, folks are struggling from a day-to-day basis. If they're not able to work one day, they're not able to put their food on the table the next day. And then it gets even more complicated when they can't access their usual banking outlets, and they're not able to access cash. So yeah, it's pretty interesting to see how the United Nations is using Stellar Lumens to distribute cash to Ukrainians affected by the ongoing Russian invasion. So I'm going to just keep reading on the statement here, because I think this is really vital. So it goes: the program is piloted first in Kiev, Lviv, and Vinnytsia, the three Ukrainian cities. Many people fled. So basically, as the war continued, these were the three main cities where a bunch of individuals and families sort of situated themselves as refugees, and to keep away from the missiles that are being attacked in farms, and, you can say, shelter lands that are being sort of ambushed and bombed. So we'll continue. So to after their homes were destroyed. So people fled to these three cities after their homes were destroyed by Russian missiles attacks, or seeking shelters for their families, with the UNHCR being responsible for confirming the eligibility of recipients and the allocations of relief aid. So what they have briefly instructed individuals is to download the Vibrant Wallet app. It's an app that you can download off the app in Android marketplaces, and it's a Stellar-based non-custodial mobile digital wallet that provides a secure place to hold and transport funds in USDC. So recipients can then choose to convert the received USDC to US dollar, euro, or local currency and withdraw their funds at hundreds of thousands of MoneyGram locations around the globe. So yeah, Stellar Lumen did a big you can say partnership last year with MoneyGram, and it's pretty interesting to see how MoneyGram is going to be used for people. I think MoneyGram will be the new banking outlet. It will be the new ATM for a lot of Ukrainian folks. So it's like no one wants to be in war. No one wants to be in a struggle as we are in a cold climate. We're in winter days, close to Christmas. But it's quite unique to see how blockchain technologies can be used. So this was a statement from the Deputy Minister of Digital Transformation of Ukraine. So this is what it reads out. So it goes, for fleeing Ukrainians and primarily for those whose banks are inaccessible, this pilot project providing humanitarian assistance using a digital wallet will serve as a possible lifeline for survival. The project itself is a vivid example of how blockchain has the potential to transform and revolutionize the way humanitarian funds are allocated. So yeah, so Stellar Lumens is being used to assist folks, mainly refugees, in accessing their funds, and they'll be able to move their USDC into fiat at a swift space, and they'll be using MoneyGram for that. So that's one update of how blockchain is being used in a time of crisis. So that's my sort of insights there. And we'll continue with a few more things. I'm getting I got a bunch of DMs for me to sort of cover what's happening at Binance. And what I can briefly talk about is Binance, especially after the arrest of Sam Bankman-Fried, SBF. We've seen a big rise of folks withdrawing their crypto from centralized exchanges, including Coinbase, including Crypto.com, have seen huge withdrawal actions. I've never seen it before. I've never seen rates of $3 to $7 billion being transacted per day before. But that's showing you how people are starting to not trust the centralized exchanges as much, because right now, especially with the Terra Luna crisis that took place, especially after what happened to Three Arrows Capital and Galaxy, and these big centralized, you can say, exchanges going through a bit of turmoil because of withdrawals. And withdrawals is something that I got DM'd quite a bit about from Binance's side. Fortunately, up till now, CZ has given public statements. He has done an interview with CNBC. He has sort of classified as we're at a high volatility point where people aren't just transacting to move to DeFi, but they're transacting to pay their bills. So yeah, you do expect a high influx in the month of December. And thus far, Binance haven't had any withdrawals suspended. They had it for about 6 to 7 hours yesterday. And CZ was asked, I was watching the interview, it was a half an hour interview with CNBC, and they asked him some insightful questions. And by that, we were able to learn a little bit. So one thing that was sort of based question that was asked him after his explanation was, why were folks that were trying to transact USDC enforced to trade in BUSD? And was he trying to pump BUSD and BNB's price doing that? And for that, he explained that when there's high transaction rates, custodial banks have a limit of USDC. So it was only about a 6 hour sort of cycle where people were enforced to use BUSD, but he gave his word that nothing was, you can say, affected on the Ethereum, Bitcoin, and all the sort of DeFi token sides, so Solana and others. So transactions on that were still pegged per BTC or Ethereum, but on the, you can say, stable side, temporarily they had to have people use BUSD. But apart from that, Binance has not had the effects that Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX sort of had. The other thing that Binance have done that was quite interesting was they bought Voyager. So basically FTX bought a bunch of potential projects, and after their sort of claim to bankruptcy, they have had issues where they haven't been able to fund projects like Voyager. So Binance US kind of stepped in and acquired Voyager for $1 billion. To be precise, they bought out Voyager with an offer of $1.4 billion. And yeah, so that's pretty interesting. It's pretty cool to see how Binance is taking in the bear market and seeing big potential in projects that were backed by things like Luna, like FTX. So that's the news there. And on the on the more Ethereum side, there was a big transaction that took place. And the transfer was of, you can say, 13,103 Ethereums from one wallet to the other. So it's pretty interesting. That was an interesting transaction. Maybe that's something I'll speak more on tomorrow. But that's the news there. If anyone has anything else that they want me to kind of cover, do DM the admins here, and I'll always find a way to cover this. And in future, we'll sort of have a more interactive section on our Discord, and have a way of sort of educating on main news. But I'd like to also cover things like dot mainnet and you can say BNB chain and also Solana. So that's the news there, guys. I don't want to make it any more detailed, unless you guys want me to carry on. But that's the news on my side.
Great update. Yeah, it's been a pretty busy news cycle, no doubt. Seeing everything unfold with the centralized exchanges, and I think it fits the whole situation and really the vision that we have here with Ultimo, of understanding that folks are wanting to step away from dealing with the centralized exchanges, the controls that are going to be coming also with their banks, whether you're in the United States, Europe, Asia. You're seeing definitely controls that are expected. So Ultimo is really, I think, fitting in line, taking away that whole fear of having your funds on these centralized exchanges. They should be on Web3 wallets, hardware wallets, and with Ultimo, you're able to just transfer over to your account the crypto that you want. It's done in a fashion that you're not really exposing yourself to anyone that's trying to wallet watch and follow your transactions. I don't know if you want to touch on that, Jedi, a little bit, how that the system that you guys have set up is able to give that anonymity on the blockchain. Let's see if we get him back in. The other day, he also, I think his mic wasn't working. He had to log back in. There he is.
Hi, Atlas. Sorry, having TG problems again. Yeah, basically, your money will be held in your own offshore bank account where it's quite safe. And obviously, only you have access to it. And you'll be able to spend that money on your Ultimo card anywhere in the world, obviously, apart from North Korea and Russia at the minute. And when you transfer from the blockchain to your bank account, the funds actually never show as leaving the blockchain. So we have like an inbuilt mixer. So they'll still show on the blockchain, but in theory, you've actually spent, or you could actually, well, you can spend them. You know, they're on your card in your bank account, and you can do exactly what I'm doing. And I've just minted another, well, just minted another NFT someone has. So we've now down to 254 left out of the 500. So yeah, it's just giving you virtually immediate access to your funds that you can spend and enjoy your gains that you're going to make in crypto, especially here in ARK. And if you buy one of the NFTs, obviously that gets you into our DAO, and then you will every month receive rewards from holding that NFT. 4.5% is the off-ramp fee, and then 40% of the off-ramp fee every month gets paid back to the NFT holders. And if you think about crypto and how much money is around in crypto, especially through a bull run, and people want to take profits and they need to get access to that money, then I think that you would have to agree that the volume that's going to be coming through Ultimo is going to be huge. And then obviously you're going to get paid, if you're an NFT holder, with the volume that's coming through. Talking to lots of huge projects and huge groups of investors as well. So very confident about the future. We have the lending already set to go. All we got to do is plug it in. Again, the volumes that come through that are massive. We have the casino all set, ready to rock and roll. Only got to plug that in. There's a possibility of crypto mining, and plenty of other things that we've got planned. Oh, and the on-ramp is coming very soon. Now, the on-ramp is going to be massive for us because we're going to be able to bring people into crypto, bring them into a safe community where they will be looked after. And because we all know how easy it is to turn up with big money in crypto and then lose it quite quickly to people who are after it from you. Or you can just make silly mistakes. So we want to be sort of a gateway in and a community that is known for looking after you. And once we get there, I just think it's sky is the limit. Well, sky is not the limit, really. And great things coming. So if you can think forward and think about what we're planning, see an investment opportunity, because all this money from ARK, you know, you're going to need to get access to it. So I think it's very good chance that we're going to see a lot of volume coming from ARK as well. And like I say, there's lots planned. And then we have the $700 accounts once the 500 NFTs are sold, and all your cards will come loaded with $150 as well. And there's also a referral bonus. So if you're an NFT holder, you refer someone, they open an account, you will get $100. No cap, no limit on that. And then if you have a $700 account, your referral bonus has not been set yet, but it'll be somewhere between $50 and $30 per person you refer. So lots of good things coming.
Yes, sir.
Let's get this crypto.
Yeah, let's
Look, it's,
off ramp.
Yeah, look, it's a perfect time. I was talking to DS the other day, and I was like, man, if you guys would have written a narrative here of what could happen, I don't think that, you know, the wildest imagination, what we've seen happen in the past couple of weeks, would have equated the actual results, right? What we've witnessed happening right in front of our eyes. So, you know, Ultimo really has an amazing working product that investors are using in their personal lives to have that freedom to be able to make their purchases in their real life and get their cash, you know, put food on the table and not have to worry about the concerns. And guys, the writing's on the wall. I mean, we're seeing it here in Europe. You know, they want to restrict all fiat transactions to 10,000 euros. You know, imagine you have a couple $1 billion in the bank and you need to move funds around Now, you have to follow under these guidelines, which they claim, are for our own benefit, right? So that's something that we're going to see develop more, and to not be under, those guidelines. I think it just fits the whole narrative of financial freedom and the culture here of letting investors make their own decisions, how they wish to onboard and offboard. And of course, everyone should follow all of the tax, laws in their jurisdiction, wherever they might be in the planet. But there's a lot of folks that just naturally don't have those options. But this is going to be now an issue with these centralized exchanges, in my opinion. And the strict controls are going to definitely, for folks that are doing, let's say full-time crypto or having great success in crypto, as I believe there's a ton of opportunity. That's why I believe ARK is a fantastic project, as folks are going to gravitate towards that passive income. Combining that with a very serious and reliable offshore, bank, and having access to your funds, where, again, I want to be clear, you should keep all of your crypto in Web3 wallets. Personally, I believe that hardware wallets are the way to go, and you can even, go more extreme if the amount of funds that you manage, your portfolio dictates that you have an air gap machine. If anybody ever needs help with that, we're here to help you and advise you on how to go about it. But you should only, really, at this point with what's going on, not have in these centralized exchanges your crypto. You don't want a situation that we've seen happen with the FTX folks, where they, got caught like a deer in the headlights. Pretty scary situation. So it fits, man. Thank you for that update, Jedi. I happy to hear you got another NFT sold. We've been doing really good here with the legacy NFTs as well. And let me confirm, but I believe here that we just paid out the legacy NFT rewards. One quick second. So go ahead and refresh this. Okay, hold on. Because we're at 12:01. Catalyst, are you here with us? I'm not sure if he's here. He was here earlier, because I know he's really on top of the rewards coming and being paid out.
Atlas, some big news came out on Uniswap.
Oh, tell us what's going on.
Yeah, this is like latest, the latest, just a couple of hours ago. So as we talk about, centralized exchanges, losing trust of folks, we talked about Ultimo, and now Uniswap is to allow users to buy cryptocurrencies using debit and credit cards. So you can now buy your crypto directly on Uniswap's app and also on their website, and not have to go through a Binance or a Bitfinex or a centralized exchange anymore. So this is pretty powerful news. This only just came out, so this is hot news. And the news is so decentralized exchange Uniswap has partnered with company MoonPay to allow users to buy crypto on its web app using debit, credit card, and bank transfers. Current bank transfers will be available in US states, Brazil, the UK, and then it will sort of go through other parts of the country of the world globally. In the announcement made, so in the announcement made, users will also be able to convert fiat to cryptocurrencies on Ethereum mainnet, Polygon, Optimism, and Arbitrum. So that's a big sort of update and a big win to DeFi for Uniswap to allow that. So we'll continue here. So according to Uniswap, decentralized exchanges are a much safer option than centralized exchanges because of their built-in user protection, self-custodial wallets, permissionless, immutable protocols, and transferable public ledgers. So Uniswap will start with you can say supporting DAI, a stablecoin, Ethereum, USD coin, USDC, Tether, wrapped Bitcoin, and wrapped Ethereum. So those are going to be the first you can say assets that will be supported. But this is big news. It's a big win for DeFi. So that's the news there. I'm pretty excited. This is really good news.
Yeah, you said that was with MoonPay.
Can you repeat that, please?
Was you said that their processor is MoonPay?
Yeah, MoonPay. Yeah, they're gonna be using MoonPay.
Yeah, they're actually they have a money service business license with in the United States. See, I'm not sure. Do you know if they're in Europe as well? These guys,
Yeah. So MoonPay will be so basically MoonPay are based in. Let me give you the countries' names. 1 second. So they're based in single euro payment areas. So they will be in the Eurozone. People in the Eurozone will be able to use it. People in the United Kingdom will be able to use it, and Brazil.
Okay. And Americans?
Yeah, U.S. states as well.
Yeah, because I see here they have an LLC. Oh man, that's awesome. Okay, giving folks access to crypto is extremely important. The whole connection here with fiat is something that we need to be able to do without having to take those risks. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm looking here. Yeah, BTC, SHIB, they can buy with Near, Cardano, BCH too. I like BCH network. A lot of people don't know much about it, but it is quite interesting what they're doing over there. So man, great updates. Thank you so much, Z. Let's see if there's anyone that might have a question or a comment. You guys have been quiet tonight. Very quiet in the community.
Everyone's compounding and claiming right now.
I have a comment.
Yes, go right ahead, sir.
Yes. So we've been talking about.
You sound kind of far. You could speak a little louder.
Okay. Yeah, I'm driving. A little bit. Okay. So another, I think there's little news came out like several days ago. There's a Utah-based crypto exchange called CoinJoom. They released a new product called the gift card. So when you use their gift card, you can buy the regular products and services using the gift card.
You, man, I don't want to stop you from talking, but I can barely hear you. Atlas, can you hear
Oh,
him?
okay. Sure. I see. I see. All right. I will talk later, a little bit later. So because I'm driving and I think that something is going funky. So sorry about that. I'll talk later.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah, just check the legacy NFT rewards. Didn't look like it worked, or didn't seem like you actually made any payments. That's something that you guys can check out.
Yeah, I'm looking here. Worked yesterday perfectly, right on the 12 a.m. UTC, and right now it's 12:08 a.m. And I'm looking here at your panel, and yeah, we're seeing that it didn't do it right away. I know we've had issues. This is all going through the API running on Jan's servers. So he's over in Japan right now, and we're waiting for him to come through. So we're putting the information out to him here in our conversation to check on that.
All right, cool.
Yeah, there's definitely he's been asleep, and we've had these synchronization issues the past couple hours. Some folks are seeing it in the syndicate viewer as well. So we just, told folks in the tech support to hang on, because we are seeing on the blockchain everything, executing perfectly. We did manual here the Spark rewards that went through, but it's not showing also through the API on the user interface. So nothing to worry, as like I said, it's all happening, but that is triggered through his system because it's using it's connecting to the legacy NFT system and then sharing that pool. So most likely what we'll do is shortly, if he's not able to pull that up and execute, then we'll do it manually and reset and synchronize again. Part of growing pains when you have a lot of new tech that's all blending in together. So yeah, I've gone ahead and updated that because I'm seeing the same on my side. Thank you for that, Ed.
No worries.
Here. Thank you. But it's still building. So when it does get either most likely will be manually executed, everybody will be getting their exact share from the pool. That's the way we've been doing it, because we did have issues with it before. Any other questions, guys? Okay, there we go. Okay, folks. Well, if we don't have any further questions, we're going to go ahead and finish the recording for the podcast tonight. We'll let everyone stay and hang out if they wish to, and have a conversation. Thank you, folks, for coming this evening. We hope that the updates that we provided and the information was able to help all of you. We'll be announcing tomorrow. Most likely we'll have an AMA. It'll be late in the PST time zone. And then on Thursday, we'll be over with Yu Demand as well, over in his Korean channel. We're really looking forward to that. It's going to be quite exciting. And look very excited with the volume that's taking place here today. We're seeing the interest in ARK continue to grow. New users that are coming in, learning, asking questions, and getting a lot of feedback from you guys on ideas, what you would like to see in the user interface, as well as some ideas to move some things around, getting more of the vital information that we're all interacting with organized in a more intuitive manner on the user interface. So yeah, great work being done. We're very excited. The team is swamped, busy. We were here with Mr. Green till 6 a.m. Got him 5 hours sleep, put him on a plane back to Switzerland, and continuing with the work. So yeah, guys, we're going to be updating you regarding the legacy NFT, and also the API that's giving us all the information for the syndicate. But on the contract side, everything going fantastic. And when we get it synchronized again, we'll give you those updates, guys. Thank you so much for your patience. Have a great evening. Back tomorrow, same time. And anything you guys need, that our admins are here, VC open pretty much all day and night, and also through the chat. You're always welcome to write anything. We'll see you later. Thank you.
Thanks, Atlas. Have a good night, everyone. Good day.
Have a good night.